Hi, how's everybody doing? It's Dr. Cruz from Design Your Destiny with Dr. Cruz. So, I went and had some acupuncture today. I'm feeling amazing, right? And so I'm pretty tough on people, right? Because I don't like incompetence. And so I was really pleased with my acupuncturist. I really believe in, us taking care of ourselves, right? How can we become the best people that we can be? And so if we want to become the best people that we can be, which is a noble goal, it's a noble goal to want to become a better person, to want to live to our fullest potential, to want to be like the best reflection of a human being, right? We're part of this human race, right? So we are human beings. And so for us to be the best human being we can be, it's very noble of us to want to maximize our capabilities, right? And part of our capabilities are maximized when we really, probably I would venture to say all of them, is when we have self-care, right? When we practice self-care. So for me, going to the acupuncture, hey doll, happy Valentine's Day. I celebrate stuff like all month. So it's Valentine's Day every day this month for me. I do the same thing with my birthday. But so self-care, right? We gotta have good self-care, because when we don't have good self-care, we get grumpy, we get tired, we get irritable. And so it got me to thinking about what I wanted to talk about today, right? So in my book, Maximize Your Superpowers, on page 13, I talk about the chapter's called Superpowers. What are they? And so it says, as humans, this is what I wrote in my book. As humans, you and I are not vastly different. We all have the same biological building blocks that have created us to become this living, breathing specimen that seeks to survive. We are all created from atoms, molecules, and cells. We all have organs such as a heart, lungs, a brain, and we all have the same basic needs that must be met if we are to achieve the first level of existence. The need for oxygen to feel loved, safe, valued, and fed. But here is where most of our commonalities seem to end. So that's actually the very first page of my first chapter. And I think that's really insightful. There are some basic building blocks. Some basic building blocks that make us all very similar. But then there's something that happens that makes us all very, very different, right? And so I was thinking today, if I want to be the best person that I can be, and if you want to be the best person you can be, we all start on, basically, most of us, we all start with the same biological building blocks, right? Obviously, there are different biological things that happen to people, right? But for the most part, everybody has the same brain, the same organs, the same capabilities. We have the potential to learn how to think effectively, live effectively, exercise, eat well, that kind of thing. So what makes one person better than the next, right? As a human being, what makes one person better than the next? And I venture to think that it's this idea of self-care, right? And also the decision. There's a power in decision making. If you just decide you want to become a better person, that's really powerful, right? Do you want to decide to be a good person, right? Do you want to decide to do good things in life? Or do you want to, just kind of not kind of like live in oblivion, right? So I just want you all to take a look at yourself. Ask yourself, am I living in oblivion, or am I consciously aware of the choices I'm making? Am I consciously choosing self-care, right? So today I consciously chose, well, the other day, I consciously chose to make an acupuncture appointment, right? Today I'm actually choosing to go to the gym in a little while. I'm actually choosing, when I'm at work, I actually choose, and I do this every day. I'm very conscientious not to get offended, right? There are people who, everyone, we all have different energies, right? And so sometimes people are grumpy. Sometimes people that we interact with are rude. They're mean. They're downright mean sometimes. Sometimes they're very selfish, right? And so just think of yourself. Are you a kind person? Which category are you falling into? Are you a good person, a kind person, a forgiving person? Do you give people the benefit of the doubt? I find that's like the secret to my life. I give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to be offended. If I find myself getting offended, I put that in check real quick. Because when we get offended, now we've given ourselves permission to react, to be negative, to be similar to them, to feel sorry for ourselves. And when we are feeling those emotions, we're not productive. We're not living the best quality life that we can live. So think about, are you a good person? You can choose right now to be a good person, a better person, a well-meaning person, a forgiving person, a person who is more patient and kind, right? You can choose to be that person today. Oh, thank you. Because there are also other people out there who, whether they consciously realize it or not, they're rude. They're rude. They're self-righteous. They are yellers, right? They yell. They get offended. They flick people off. They steal from people. They insult people. They're offended all the time. All the time they're offended. They're offended. They're offended. Stop being offended. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes people are trying to offend you, but don't let them win. Don't let them have your power. I used to go into work. I had this job, and the girls would, it's very cliquish in my job, right? And so I would walk in, and I'm always pretty bubbly. I'm like, hey, but, in my personality, sometimes I'm uncomfortable. And so I have to wait until I feel safe and comfortable before I can become vulnerable, especially when I sense there's a click, right? Like I just don't even want to get involved with that energy. So I may come off reserved. And in this case, I believe, I don't know, I didn't ask them, but I felt like they were offended by me being reserved, right? And so from there forward, they really didn't speak to me. But I didn't want to get offended about that. I could have easily went into work every day and said, why don't they talk to me? Why don't they like me? Why don't I have camaraderie with people? But I didn't do that. I said, you know what? They have a right to be whoever they want to be. And they have a right to behave however they want to behave. If they don't want to speak to me, they don't have to. Right? And the more confident and more safe I felt, the more vulnerable I became, and I began to speak to them. And they still didn't speak back very much. And that was okay. I chose. There's a power in choice. And I want you to remember this. Today, as you go throughout your day, you have the power of choice to ignore people who are being jackasses, to ignore people, who are malicious. And you also have the power of choice to not be offended. We shouldn't let people get away with things that are like physically. If someone's physically harming someone, that's a different story, right? Or if someone's being so malicious that they're harming someone, that's different. But if they have a stank attitude, Let them be whoever they want to be. You focus on being the example, right? Was it Gandhi that said, be the change that you want to see? That's really important, because then you come from a place of power. And that's what you need to focus on. Focus on harnessing your power to do good. Don't focus on being triggered by people. Don't focus on being offended. Don't be a screamer or a yeller. Don't be revengeful. Don't be narcissistic. Have an open mind. You have the power to do that. And so this little excerpt that I just read, that was on page 13, it says we all have the same pretty much biological building blocks. You know, we all have organs. We all have these basic needs for warmth and love and oxygen. But after that, pretty much everything is a choice. And you get to decide through choice who you want to become. What type of quality a person do you want to be? And you know, thinking even deeper into that, if you feel victimized in life, this is your opportunity to say, you know what? I'm not a victim. I choose right now, today, to never be a victim again. You have the power to choose who you are and who you're going to become. Okay? So I really want to encourage you to focus in and harness on your power. What do you have control over? What direction do you want to go in life? Focus on that. Don't focus on the jackasses in Congress or the executive office or the jackasses on the road. Be the example. Don't be the gossiper, right? Don't contribute to the mess. Rise above it and be the example, because there's a lot of people in the world that need positive examples. There's not enough of us. You need to be a positive example, because we're contributing to the greater good of humanity. Like, that's not a cliche comment, right? This is reality. You're either contributing to the positive aspects of humanity or you're not. And that's just it, you know? You can't be sitting on the sidelines in life. You have to either decide, am I going to be a positive example or am I a negative example, right? There's no free pass here. Everybody's doing something. What are you doing for humanity? Okay. All right. I gotta go. You guys have a nice day. Okay. Choose to be better. Choose to be kind. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Don't be offended. There's a book called Unoffendable. I haven't read it, but I heard it's phenomenal. Unoffendable. I'm going to read it. You guys should read it too, okay? Let me know what you think about it. Be unoffendable. Stop being the reactive toddler. Right? All right, you guys have a great day. I'll talk with you later. It's Dr. Cruz from Design Your Destiny. Your attitude, your personal power, that's part of your destiny. Okay? And if you want a copy of my book, you can get an autographed copy on my website, capricruz.com. Have a great day, okay? Bye.